Hi everyone, very good morning. Welcome back to ITOM batch 3 day 29. How are you doing guys today?
Absolutely good. How are you, Jay?
I'm also doing, thank you. Okay, so I think let's get started. So before starting again, do you have any questions to the last covered sessions guys? Any questions from them?
No.
Okay, so let me share my screen and let's get started then for today's thing. Let me know once my screen is visible to you.
It is.
Okay, so yesterday we discussed about CI class manager, right? Now let's go to and discuss about the first thing is CMDB Workspace, and then we'll discuss about the we'll discuss about the deduplication task of the CMDB, how we are going to be worked on it, right? So as you know, CMDB Workspace is something recently introduced by ServiceNow as a single place for any type of CMDB related activities, right? So whatever we are configured, whatever we are looking for related to the CMDB, we are able to do that from this particular CMDB workspace, where if any task is going to be assigned to you, you can look into that particular one. If you are as a CMDB admin, if you want to configure something, want to see some reports and all, you are able to find out, or you are able to look on those particular things easily here, right? So as I mentioned in here in important actions, you are able to see that deduplication task. So there are 6 deduplication tasks. If you just simply click here, you are able to see the all deduplication task related things, right? Which is running, completed, or ready, templates if you have already created. So basically, if you created a template here, it will help to, you know, it will help to bulk deduplication task you can perform from here, right? But again, it's deduplication task is something which is not easy to be performed from in a bulk. Before that, we need to understand my CMDB, how that look like, what is the reason behind that deduplication task or duplicate CI is created, right? So based on that, we will going to be configure this one. Then duplicate CIs, there are 322 duplicate CIs overall in the CMDB. Orphan CIS 1287, that whatever we have configured yesterday, based on that, this particular health matrix is showcasing here, which is required to be take actions, right? Second thing, if something is coming new from last 24 hours, you are able to see that. If I just quickly put this one from last 24 hours to 7 days, you can see there are a couple of CIs which is created here. That new CIs is 132, top 10 applications, 80 hardwares, and one new application service. And how that's populating like this much data, because I just recently, as I mentioned, I did that AWS discovery here as well using that, right? That's we are able to, yeah, I think someone raised hand. Yes, Eklavya.
Sorry, I lost you for a couple of seconds from my side because I was not getting your voice. Just wanted to know, like, since this is, you said it's a workspace, so do we require anything extra in order to have this workspace enabled, or it is by default available for everyone?
Yeah, so basically it's by default enabled, but there is one thing which is CMDB 360. To enable this one, you need to be enable that particular license, right? So CMDB 365 required a ITOM discovery license. If that's enabled in your system, then you have this particular workspace will be available out of the box.
Can you
Nothing
just
else.
a little bit throw a light on CMDB 360? What is that?
Basically, CMDB 360 is where you have a complete view of your CMDB, and that's not
There's a lot
actually.
of background noise, Ajay. I mean, I'm so sorry. There is a lot of background noise.
No, nothing is from my side. Guys, are you able to hear me clearly? Others, Archana, Michael.
We hear you, but there's some background noises coming. I think maybe from
Yes,
Jay.
Ajay,
So some background
I
noise,
can hear you.
right? Okay. So Is there any background noise you are able to hear from my side?
I guess
When you,
it's gone.
yeah, it is gone now. But when you speak, like there is some kind of sound comes in.
No, I'm not sure why, but it should not be like the case. Okay, let me speak again. No issues. So basically, CMDB 360 is all about, give the complete view of your CMDB, right? For each and every class, where you are able to see, like, the data model of the CMDB, where where you are able to see and configure some, dashboards, report about your class attributes and those that particular things. But that's not activated because that's required ITOM discovery licenses, which is not available or not activated on this particular instance, right? So that's why it's not available as of now on your PDIs, but on the customer, because customer having the ITOM discovery license, then it's available there, that side basically, right? So it will give the complete view of it, right? So I will discuss about that as well, how that we can showcase or how we'll leverage this one. So let me come back to home. Basically, so you ask that CMD workspace, yes, that's out of the box available. You can check it easily, right? So I'm talking about again the what's new added in your infrastructures from last 7 days. Then you can apply this particular filter and you can check it how many new CIS applications hardware will be added, right? And also if you want to see that overview of it all CIS, you can see that how many computers, servers, div services, devices, infrastructure gears, applications, database, and other things will be available here, right? Also, this particular CMDB workspace give you related to the MyCIS. If any CI which is assigned to you or which is owned by you, you are able to see that particular CI as well here. And you are able to see that particular, this particular matrix is out of the box calculated, cloud versus non-cloud resources. So how many clouds are there, how many non-clouds are there, right? So that will be there. But only thing what happening nowadays and currently what customer is doing, customer is trying to customize this particular workspace based on their requirements, right? So as of now, what I feel, and I also see, lots of queries on the ServiceNow community portal as well. Yeah, I'm not able to configure this one. I'm not able to do this one. So that's not the workspace configuration is not that much easy to be, align or configure basically, right? So my always, a thought on that side, use out of the box that particular thing as much as possible, and wait for the customizations things comes here, because as of now this is recently introduced, I think last to last release only, and there are not that much possibilities to be customized that one, right? So we'll work on together once once we have some update from the ServiceNow side basically on that one, right? I'm mentioning about like CMDB health as well, right? So CMDB health is also you are able to see it from overall CMDB health. If you want to see the relationships health, if you configured it, you can see it. What are the total CIs? Also the quick links available here, right? So whenever as I mentioned, the CMDB workspace is single source or single place where you can configure each and everything. So you can see the dependency maps, query builders, data managers, CI class list, unified maps, whatever you want to, you can access from this single place to be achieve it, right? Then second tab is related to my work. If any task is something which is related or which is assigned to you, you are able to see it here, like that can be this particular my work section will be useful for that any person who are part of the CMDB team or any task which is assigned to anyone, right? So they can come here, they can check the total task in progress, overview, whatever it's related to that. And as I already mentioned, there are a couple of different tasks available, like certifications task, attestations task, or all others tasks, right? All other tasks basically, data certifications task is there, which is you have to be enabled the different plugin to be activated. This one, if I'm not wrong, I yesterday enabled this one, data certification. This one. So you can also configure the data certifications task, and that's also visible here if once you've done it basically, right? All other tasks in that particular site. Next is CMDB 360. I tried to enable this particular plugin, but it's not possible. What's it's not activated on my instance, so I'm not able to do that. But I will discuss on that particular part from the ServiceNow documentation, right? Then we have insights. So insights basically comes on when you want to be govern the CMDB, right? So example, if you want to see how many adoption data injections will be happening, is there in governance you have configured, or if you want to be search analytics basically on that particular site, right? Like if you want, how you want to be configure your future adoptions of the CMDB, basically that comes here. And we have again this particular cloud versus non-cloud resources, application services, if you have configured total application services. Now these particular whatever out of the box there, right? So you can configure that one, but I've also not explored that much, like how that will be possible, right? Because end of the day, if I'm not wrong, that is working on I just forget the name about it, right? So that's basically working on that particular model, right? It's not easy, and I'm not expertise on that particular side as of now. So I'm just still looking on that particular, side basically to be configured the CMDB workspace, right? But end of the day, as I mentioned, each and everything related to the CMDB which you are navigating here, when I'm just going here and typing configuration, and whatever I'm able to see related to configuration is where it is. Yeah, CMDB 360 query schedule, data foundations, CI class manager, CMDB group, query builder, CMDB remediations, report, CMDB data manager, services, retirement, everything, whatever you are able to see related to configuration item, that will be easily accessible from the CMDB workspace, and easily links available for each and everything here related to visualization, related to create, related to optimize, related to manage of the CMDB, right? So just a single shop for related to all type of CMDB activities, which I can say in simple words. Yeah, someone raise hand. Yes, Michael. Michael, are you able to hear me? Yes. So you have some question, right? But we are not able to hear you. Can you? Okay, you're typing on the chat. No, my. We have not done anything. You can unmute yourself. It's from your side only. Just couple of minutes back you are speaking, right? Okay. So what's your question basically? Yeah. You can type here. So meanwhile, Michael is typing. Let me go to the CMDB 360 service now. So what are the different features available on the CMDB 360? Let's just go through it quickly. So there is one, I think this is not latest one, but there are a couple of things which added here in this short video. No, I think no, not this one. Let me open the CMDB 360 from documentation. Basically earlier, that multi-source CMDB coming. Yeah, right. So this one here. So as I mentioned, it will give you the complete picture about your data sources. It will give you complete picture about your. Okay. So Michael, that particular database, sorry, workspace, whichever I just you are able to see it. Yeah, some configurations, some activities you need to be enable it to get the data, but end of the day that are out of the box workspace or out of the box, workspace available in ServiceNow, which give you the complete activities of the CMDB. But like as I mentioned, whatever you are able to see on my screen related to this CMDB workspace related to home, like this deduplication task, duplicate CI, orphan CIs, and all other things that will be you have to be configured in the CMDB health, and based on that, that will be populated here, right? That these particular what's new that is automatically coming based on that dashboard configured here whenever we are running any discovery, any new item added in the CMDB that will be capturing based on that, and these are again these particular things will be capturing based on automatically here in ServiceNow, right? My work again, if you have any task assigned, so whenever you are going to be do any going to be configure the health rules, and you have to be apply some task, data certification task or certification task or attestation task, if that something is going to assign to you, if it is total task, and these particular values basically just showcasing here to be work on those particular things, so you don't need to be navigate for the different views to be get that particular how many tasks is assigned to you. You can get it from that here himself basically, right? So yes, configuration is required based on the requirements, but end of the day lots of things is out of the box available. It just not customization, it just configurations. You have to be enable these particular schedule jobs, or you have to be do this particular things basically. That's it, nothing else is required to be do here. Okay, then we are talking about CMDB 360. So as I mentioned, right, we need to be enable the CMDB plugins first of all, and then we have a couple of CMDB 360 activities or CMDB 360 properties which we have to be enabled from that here, right? So I just quickly go to CMDB 360. This is the CMDB 360 properties here, where you can see enable CMDB 360 yes and no. If you enable capturing the CMDB 360 data from CIS CMDB classes derived from the CMDB CI classes, do you want to do that? No, yes and no. I mean, I don't want to go in this particular one. These are the simple properties which you can check it on from your side. But end of the day, CMDB 360 is something which you have multiple data sources from where the data is coming, and you want to see which data source is updating the which CIs, which attribute, which you configured on the reconciliation rules, and sometimes you don't want to go there and just want to look on that particular dashboard, right? So you can do it from easily from there. And if you want to see the data mismatch related to all attributes and all attribute values and multi-source data, that is available here, right? So there are a couple of jobs, couple of schedules which is running out of the box in the backend, which you have to be enabled, and you just need to do that particular things. And this is all about which is mentioned here, right? So you have to be enable this particular property. You need to be enable this particular threshold value and again property, right? And it will give you the complete view of your CMDB basically, right? So for if you want to more want to be worked on these particular things, I think just refer this particular link. I can put on the chat, just go through it. I think it will give you the more information about the complete CMDB 360, basically how that works and configured basically. Okay, any questions in that one first of all? I know because I just not covered too much on that particular side, but yeah, basically that's the basic out of the box, workspace which is available with the CMDB. Someone raised. Yes, Michael, again, you raise your hand. Any questions from your side? Okay. So now, okay. Now let's move to the next things, which is deduplication task, right? So let's me deduplication. We have some duplicate CI remediator properties as well. Okay, so here the task is, let me open the, first of all, let's go with the, couple of properties. No, it's not. Here it is. Here. So basically, you can also put the tables which excluded for merging during CI duplicate CI remediations, right? If you feel the tables which you don't want to be merged, you can use that particular, like cert task.cmdb, CMDB CI, cert audit, result configuration, item discovery logs, and other things, right? So if you don't want to be merge those particular CIs or those particular class together, you can add whatever you want to be, just comma separated particular things, right? How many CIs by default, in one duplicate task, there are limit is for 1000 by default, and you can exceed this particular property, but it should not be exceeded more than 5000, right? You can do also that one, right? Also did whether if you want to determine duplicate CI actually remediate CI duplication by duplicate record or not, you can put yes and no, so it's also visible on, in I say there is one duplicate of record available on the CMDB table related to the specific class. From that you can also verify that particular thing. So these are small couple of properties. But if I go back to duplicate CI remediation, basically, so before going to this particular duplicate CI or deduplication task remediation, you need to understand how this duplicate task will be creating, right? So if I just quickly open this record, okay, so this particular duplicate task is created for computer class. Here that particular information available for us. Also the serial number we have available here, right? So if I just quickly go to computer table, CMDB underscore computer.list. Okay, this is the serial number. Let me copy this. If I just go here and put this serial number there, oh, it's already, yeah, so 15 record, you are able to see that, right? These all based how they are identified based on the serial number. Now, as I mentioned to you, a duplicate task or duplicate CI identifications basically working based on the IRE rules. If I go again for CI class manager, meanwhile it's opening, let me move at the duplicate. Okay, so here if I go to the computer table, what are the identification rule configured here, right? So the identification rule configured here based on the correlation ID, product instance identifier, serial number and serial number type, serial number, name, and MAC address and name, right? So here one identifier entry configured for serial number. That's why it's identified as a duplicate. If you see, name are completely unique, right? So every 15 record or 15 these things are named unique, right? And then MAC address, product instance identifier, correlation identifier, that's are completely blank, right? So if nothing is going to be matched, only the matching is the serial number. So if you see the serial number is duplicate for all 15 records. Based on that, automatically a discover or a deduplication task job will run, and it's identified. These are the duplicate record actually, right? And if I am going to be identified based on the unique identifier, that's our duplicate record definitely, right? But that's why I always mention the deduplication task is not that much way. That is we can do bulk remediation. Now we have to manually understand actually these are the basically these are the duplicate record, how the duplicate records are created basically, right? So here if you see that's all record are basically just updated. Let me go to add couple of fields as well. Created by okay, discovery source is there. Yeah. So first of all, we always try to understand how the duplicate records or how the records are created in the CMDB, right? So what's happened most of the time, what customer do, you know, they created manual record in any table. Like scenario number one is customer creating a record manually in Windows Server table or Linux table, and whenever he's creating that record, he's not using the, might be that can be possibility he just put the correct name but the serial number is incorrect, or might be he missed to update the serial number, right? And whenever discovery comes and it's not found the correct informations on the identifier side, it will, first of all, it will go and create a new record in the same class, right? But if you see the record is available there, but it's just only with the name, so the two record will be created and showcasing as a duplicate, right? So what we have to do while we are remediating, we just need to understand what is the discovery source for that particular machine, how the device is available or created in ServiceNow discovery. If that is created through ServiceNow discovery, that record, definitely we just need to take that one as a main CI. Another different CI which is manually created, we need to remediate that one. Now while I'm just showcasing you the remediator in the next step, but whenever you are remediating, you have two options or two things you can do. One is related to retired that particular CI, or you can delete the particular CI, right? But I never follow to delete that particular CI. If I need a reference of that CI in the future, I have that visibility. But what we'll do, we'll just install status or the operational status. I'm going to be put retired. If you put it retired, it means that machine is deactivated now, and that's not come in the deduplication task again. That is the one scenario. Second scenario will happen, customer most of the time going to be create the CIs in the wrong classes, right? So might be customer created one record in server class basically, or hardware class, or the network gear class, but that's not the correct class, right? Now you run the discovery, and that particular the same type of CI going to be discovered in and updated in Windows Server or Linux Server class. So you have to be take care about that as well, right? So again, again now two record created, end of the day that particular Windows server or Linux server is extending by the server class, right? So the two record will be showcasing here. In one is record in server class, one record in Windows or the Linux server, right? So it will again a duplicate record, right? So again you have to be remediate that one. That are the scenarios. And the same times sometimes that scenario which you are able to see here, uh you know that can be possibility ki, customer is not using the complete process to be while building their or while creating their CIs in their infrastructures, right? So might be they don't have any nomenclature, they are just putting the random nomenclature for the name of the CI. but uniqueness is the CMDB, right? So we need to understand that particular process. We need to understand the requirement from the customer, and then we have to be configure these identification rules to remediate the duplicate CI, right? So end of the day, what I'm trying to say here is my identification rules should be configured in the correct way based on understanding from the customer. It is not like that we are following blindly the out of the box identification rule. No, if we feel no, that's not the behavior, that's not using out of the box for my system, for a specific any class, I can go, I can configure and replace this identification rule based on the unique identifier available for that particular class. Okay, so we need to be fix the identification rules. Second, we need to be fix or we need to be design a process for remediating the duplicate CIs. Right now, I will come to this particular one. So as I mentioned, actually these are not duplicate records, right? These are not duplicate record, but somehow the serial number is same for all machines that are find as a duplicate. Now we need to take remediate action on it, right? So what we have to do, I can go to remediate this one. There are two options will be available while you are remediating: out of the box workflow, which is using the duplicate CI remediator workflow, and you can create your custom workflow if you want to do that, right? So you can create and you can add that new the custom workflow completely based on your understanding and based on your requirements, and you can use that one. Right now I'm going to be use the out of the box workflow here. If you see total items, we have 15. In these 15 items, we have recommended 3 items, which is just mentioning here based on the recommendations. Like this is my newest discovery, this is old related items, oldest created, and this is newest updated based on the most recent discovery attribute, right? So it depends on us which CI we want to be as a main CI, or if we don't want to be create a main CI, we can skip. But that's not the possibility here when we have the same CI with the 15 records are there, which is updating, right? So what I'm going to use, I'm just trying, whenever I'm going to remediate the duplicate task, I'm going to be understand which CI have the most informations available related to the relationships or other things, and as well as I'm going to be understand when that particular CI has been discovered, or is this recently updated as well, right? So if you see here, this is the record which is most related items and oldest created, and I can see related items is 202. Here if you see, this is first time or most recent discovery done on 2006, but it's also recently updated on 14th of May 2024, right? At the same time, every CI is updated. So I will go and use this one as a main CI. I will start the remediation, use main CI. If I use main CI, all other CIs will immediately going to be retired. I can just put that custom things, right? But I don't want to do that. Let me go back again. Let me go back. And let me go back here. So again, if I just use this one, I can remediate manually. When I'm going to be remediate manually, I can see the other values as well for the other CIs, right? So if service pack is for my main CI service pack is 2, but I can see there are different type of service pack. And but what are the different service packs? It's other are blank, but end of the day service pack for the two same CIs is the same. So not need to be, if I feel no, this value is not the correct updated, I can use this value from here. The same way, if I found the CPU manufacturer is the same here, but if it is different and based on the discovery which one is discovered correctly, I can use that one. So basically I can use the all attribute to be merged or update from the other duplicate CI as well. That can be a possibility if we want to use it And if we feel that the information which is capturing here, it's correct, right? If it is discovered CI, no need to be worry about it. But there are a couple of other which is not discoverable attribute, like location. Might be the location which is updated on the main CI, or the cost center which is updated on the main CI is not correct. So if you see the cost center which is on the main CI is sales, but other side here there are engineering, sales, IT or some other, right? If you feel no, that's not the correct, you can use this one. So it will update the engineering, this one here, right? So main CI value will be changed from sales to engineering. So you can check for other attribute. Here there are 24 attribute which is feel that you have to be updated. Here if you see CPU count is blank, right? But you want to be update the CPU count from other CI, you can use this one, any other CI, right? So you can select that one, and you can change the value of the main CI. Basically this particular things works, or very useful when you have two duplicate CI on the same class. Here are the 15. Actually that's are not duplicate, that's are wrongly updated the serial number, because the name are the different, other configuration things are different, right? That we need to be understand. But somehow we need to be close this remediation task as well. So I'm just trying to process those one, right? Now all the relationship activities, which is related activities related to that, which we can select here, whatever we want to be merged from other existing CIs to my main CI, right? I'm just going to use all one. It's up to us if we want to move out or not move out, right? So let's take an example. We have incidents here on this particular existing CI. Do you want to be moved out that incident from existing CI to the main CI? You can use this particular one. If you don't want to be, you can remove this one, because another incident which is created on that existing CI, not on the main CI, right? So you can use that particular thing here. Now let me go to the next, and then you have to be, as I mentioned, there are two actions you have it, delete. You can delete it all the CIs, or you can set the custom value for all the CIs is retired or something, right? But I'm not going to do anything here. I'm just going to be install status. I'm not going to be put anything. I'm just going to use the install and install status is installed. Also operational status is installed on operational, basically, right? I can use this one. Why I'm doing this one? Just as I mentioned, these are the 15 CIs and not a duplicate. What actually, because duplication task is created, we have to be worked on it. But what actually we have to do, we have to be connect with manually to that application owners or the CI owners, or assigned to person to understand and check the particular CI informations, or get the correct serial number. If we updated the correct serial number on these machines, that automatically I have just remediated duplicate CI task here, but also I'm automatically able to do, or automatically able to remove this particular identification error which is comes here, due to the serial number issues, basically, right? So we have just little thoroughly to understand how this particular behavior will happen, how we have to be manually take an action. Lots of time I got queries, or I see on ServiceNow side, we have to be remediate the CIs in the bulk, right? We can do that, right? It's not a big deal. But end of the day, whenever we are remediating CIs in the bulk, we have to be very careful. If we know that culture of the CI creating, right, and how they are creating, then that's easy to do that, right? If we don't know about that, how that data is going to be managed, then we should avoid the creating, or doing the bulk remediation of the CIs, because most of the time if we are doing, because end of the day that's our data, and if we played wrongly with the data, it will create mess ups here in the CMDB, right? And you will definitely lose that the main CIs, or that the data related to those particular CIs. So we should avoid the manual or bulk remediation, and as much as possible we should use based on the understanding of the CMDB data or the manual remediation for that particular CI. Any questions in that one? Yes, I can see a couple of.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Can I ask?
Yeah, of course, of course. Go ahead.
Okay. So say example, the one which you are showing is a production instance, and usually customer won't allow you to just straightforwardly do any of the changes on the production. So in that way, what would be the best route?
So end of the day, where you have to remediate the CIs, you have to remediate the CIs on the production instance only, right? If customer is not allowing, you can replicate the same or clone the production to your dev or test environment and just do couple of remediations there and see is there any impact or not. If it is not, end of the day, you have to be remediate those particular CI in the production only. There is no other way to remediate on the dev instance and you can fix on production. No. And these are the tasks, right? But we have to be understand these are the tasks which we have to be worked on it. It's just like a catalog task, you can say, or the incident basically. So if it is created on production, you have to be worked on production to be fix it. Getting my point or no?
No, I am getting it. What I'm thinking is, if we are able to do the cloning and able to do those things, but that will still not be able to let us know the actual runtime uh, issues from the customer or from the network and all, right? Because as it is again one instance lower.
Right.
But if we do in production, if say example, all of a sudden bombardment of all the notifications and the users are running here and there and
Right. So
escalations and all. So
that's why I'm saying always, don't go for bulk. First thing. Okay. Second thing, assess the data, right? What I am doing, always trying to assess when I'm working on the duplicate task, right? As I just mentioned quickly, I will check when that CI created, when that's updated, what is the most recent discovery, what is the discovery source, what is the status of the CI, means install status and operational status, is installed or not installed, right? I'm just capturing these particular things and then looking for duplication task. I understand these duplication tasks will be happening. Why this happening? This happening due to I can say to serial number or the name or some other attribute. Looking for that aspect as well, because if you fix it here, example, try to understand. If you fix it here, duplicate task will be created again for the different CIs. We need to be fix the cause, and that duplication task will be creating through the identifier rules or identification rules, right? We need to be fixed that particular one. If we understand, we observed, we find out that is the process or that is the thing using in the customer environment for the particular CI classes. I just mentioned here, if customer, like, for computer specifically, computer class, if I'm talking, customer, not following the process of the managing the name, remove the name from identifier entries immediately. Go with unique identifier entries, might be they are using something different as the identifier entries like asset tag on computer table, or a serial number on computer table, or IP address might be, right? So just use that one. Remove the other identifier entries from here. Simple. If it is not required, remove it.
okay.
Okay. So if you fix this identifier entries, you are able to fix it. Duplication record or duplicate CI should not be created on that one. We find out, if I just quickly open couple of others example, this is just a quick scenario, just want to showcase you here. If you see computer, the name is MacBook 15 Pro. Every 147 record have MacBook 15 Pro, means that's not the correct one, right? Here Apple MacBook Air 13, 141 record is there. Name, in the name, they contains that particular information contains, and name we have added as a unique identifier. Here two records with the same serial number. Right? That can be possibility, like two record, three record will be there, means you know that some misconfigurations did by some manually or automatically, right? If that is the case, that's okay, we can fix it, and that will not create it again. But if it is happening like that case, if you are able to see 147 record with the same name, 141 record with the same name, or 100 of the CIs with the same serial number, that's not the correct one. In that case, we have to be fix it by identification rules immediately.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Abhi, now you can go ahead.
Yeah, Jay. So ultimately, to fix the deduplication task, we have to work with the class owners or the CI owners, right?
Never take responsibility to do the deduplication task as a CMDB engineer, right?
Mhm.
Because end of the day, you are not sure, you are not aware about what manual attribute you want to merge it, what manual relationships you want to merge it.
Right.
You have that insight, you can do it from your side. If you don't have that insight, ask to work the CMDB owners or CMDB managers or CMDB analysts or CI owners to be worked on the deduplication task.
Okay. So by any chance, if suppose duplicate CIs are in bulk, like more than 1,000, so by
Mhm.
any chance, can we assign this deduplication task directly to the CI owner or the supported by groups of that
Yes,
CI?
right. So if you see, in the duplicate task, you can assign to that particular person. That I just mentioned, right? It
Hmm.
a flow, it's just a automation you have to do, right?
Okay.
So when it's a task created, you have to be find out on the description. Example, if it is computer related class, assigned to XYZ, assignment group or XYZ person, or might be if you assign to assignment group, I think automatically from that assignment group, who are people are responsible for that, they will take ownership of it, right? So that can be configurable. That just to be how we want to be achieved. It's just a process or configuration things which we can do.
Okay. And in watch list, do we need to add those supported by groups or owned by?
Watch list is something you can add if you want to be give a informations to CMDB manager or CI analyst or yourself, right? So or management how many duplicate tasks is there. So what actions they have taken, that
Yeah.
is give a watch list or give informations to that who are person available. It's just reference of the sysuser table.
Hmm.
It's just watching this particular record, like it just you created a incident and you want to be up to date your manager key, my laptop is not running, and you added your manager as a watch list as well, so he will be aware ki, yeah, still Abhishek's laptop is not working.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Ajay.
No issues. Now Ritam, what's your question?
Yeah, Jay, can you go once to the remediator properties again? I'm not able to understand that.
Properties, I just open somewhere, might be I closed it. No, let me open again. Yes. You're asking about those particular things, duplicate CI remediator properties, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Yes, yes, ask your question now.
Yeah, like go through once again. Just
Okay. So basically, these are simple properties. So what is happening in here specifically, right? So what they are saying, whenever you are going to be merge or delete or doing anything on the using CI remediator, right? Don't merge the two CIs from different tables. Example, Let me, this is ALM hardware table or this is ALM hardware, ALM asset table. Okay. Now, you know, whenever it's just, let me open example, this record. So if you see, we have asset on this particular one, and is this asset is going to be created in ALM hardware table, right? But if you are going to be merged the two CIS or multiple CIS, right? Okay, so it doesn't means you are going to be merge the hardware of that one as well. So in that case, you just simply mention what tables you want to exclude while you are remediating the duplicate CI remediation, and that should, this particular class or table should not be merged. You can mention those particular tables comma separated here. Just example, they have added ALM hardware, ALM asset, FM expense line, CMDB, a discovery log, CMDB CI configuration item, audit result configuration item table. It's out of the box. They have added these one, but if you don't, if you feel you know that's also be added, just add the comma and add this particular table as well here. Second is threshold for number of duplicate CI. If exceeded, support for reconciliation duplicates here remediated is by default, right? So here, if you I just quickly here, you can see 147 record, right? So by default, if you know it's bombarding, it's only able to capture 1000 record. You can change that property here to 5000. So it will able to get 5000 records in one duplicate CI or one duplicate remediation task basically, right? Not more than. So you can modify this particular property. Also, this last one property is duplicate whether determine whether the duplicate CI remediator actually remediates CI duplication by updating records in the CMDB or not. When false, updates specified in wizard are actually performed. Set this property to test run through the duplicate CI remediator without any record actually being updated. In case work notes for the task describe changes that will happen in actual remediation. So if you put yes and no, you are able to see the changes here. Like, you know, this has been, the activity has been completed on this one, or also there is one duplicate of the field which is applicable, which is going to be updated on the CMDB site. Like I just open one record here, right? See, this is duplicate of this one. If I just open any other, this one, this is also showcasing, no, this is also showcasing, this is duplicate of this one, right? So end of the day, what is my main CI? Main CI is this one once I remediate it, and other is are my duplicate CI. But actually this is not the case for those 15 CIs basically, right? So that's, we have to be manually understand the configuration of it, right? So I hope that's clear.
Yeah. Thanks, Ajay. Got it.
No issues. Yes, Eklavya, you have another question?
No, Jay, I'm fine.
Okay, fine. So basically that's I'm going to be covered for today is duplicate one. But again, I'm just mentioning, be careful, little careful while working on deduplication task, because end of the day, that's going to be, you know, create lots of hiccups, because and this is some simple is data, nothing else, right? So let me quickly go through one more scenario here. Here, if you see, these are computer class and two records are there. I can go again here, search with the serial number. I can see two records are there, and manually created our bots record. There is no recent discovery happen. One record is updated 9 months ago. One record is updated a day ago, right? And I can see duplicate of this one to here. It's already updated here. Now, if I just need to remediate this one, this particular record, now what I identified here, this is my recent updated record, right? It just updated a day ago. So this is my actual record, right? This should not be. And if I open in, you know, I can match the couple of things as well. Like, is the C, what is that asset? There are two different assets created basically, right? But end of the day, if you see, everything is looks same. DX Git series, this one North America, this is also the same. Windows XP, everything is looks same, right? So, and here if you see, DX series don't have much information available. Much information is available on this particular CI Carlos gateway. So what will be my main CI? My main CI will be this one, right? So if I go, when I'm going to remediate using the remediator, remediate, I just quickly click next. I can, here you can see again what I just mentioned. It's also mentioned most related items oldest created, but it's newly updated, right? But if it is newly updated, it doesn't mean that have the all informations available, right? So what I'm going to use, I'm going to use this particular CI as a main, starting remediating manually. Now you can see the operational status, right? What are the operational? Here is known operational, this is operational one, right? So if I just want to use this particular one, I can use it, right? Other values, if service pack 2, that's blank, I can check the couple of values. If I just want to be merged some values from that, duplicate CI to the main CI, I can do that. And again, simply click on the next. If I just want to merge the relationships, do not merge the relationship, that's up to us. If I just click do not merge the relationship is not going to be merged, right? If I click on merge, then only and I can select the relationships what I want to be merged from main CI. Then next, select the attribute. Example, install status is that, don't go with the delete. If you delete it somehow, you're not able to understand what happens basically, right? If that particular machine is retired or the particular machine has been done or deleted from the systems, right? So I'm always trying to prefer the main updating the status of the CI basically. So that's done. If I go back on this one and if I update creation status and install status, and if I click here, you can see, oh, what I did the same thing, right? So DX series, it once it's, now you see operational and install, but if it is once that particular, duplicate CI remediation is completed, it will be moved to non-operational or retired very quickly. Let's see, where is my duplicate task? Oh, I just not click on the remediate, right? So once that's done, this particular CI move to the non-operational or retired status. It will take a couple of seconds. Yeah, now done. So this is, and if I just take one time actions, and if it will not create again deduplication task basically for that type, that serial number, right? Now it's remediated completely, and if I go to my remediation task, I think that also going to be moved to close complete. Okay, so make sure you are following the correct process to be remediating the duplicate CIS. Any other questions from anyone now?
So Ajay, it will consume a lot of time if one by one we will check all the deduplicate task.
Okay, if you are not checking one by one, definitely
Yes.
it's consuming a lot of time, but if you're not checking one by one, the data will be messed up.
Okay.
Right? And it's not a responsibility. It's responsibility to check the duplications things by CI owner. So the different team have different owners for Linux, Windows, computer, different stakeholders. They have to be validate their duplication. If you take it any action from your side by mistake, you put it the main CI as a retired, it will impact the complete workflow, whatever they are using.
So we have to sit with them and then do the analysis.
No, you should not sit with them. You just need to be guide them. Okay, this is how the remediator workflow process will be work for the CIs. Now they just assign the task to them and they have to be take it action from their side. Simple. Now
Okay.
let's them decide what CI they want to use as a main CI and which CI they want to be as a retired. Or if they feel no, both CIR looks good, then just make it in changes on those particular CIs. If by mistake, if the name is incorrect or the serial number is incorrect uploaded or coming through the discovery, so we need to be fix it at the root cause side first of all.
Okay.
And then you can close the task. Simple. Okay, I think then we are good for today. Let's connect tomorrow at the same time. There is one more topic or couple of things pending related to the CMDB. We'll try to cover those particular things by tomorrow, and Friday we'll going for the AWS discovery. Okay. Till that time.
Yeah, thanks.
Guys, have a good day.
Same to
Bye
you.
bye.
Thank you, Ajay.